Hey, welcome back, friends. I am Danny, feeling thoughtful. Today we're going to talk about time. It's going to be a quick video. More importantly, our perception of the flow of time. How do we look at time and it feels like it's always going forward, right? So, we have here, imagine frames, like picture frames, right? These are called Planck ticks. This is the smallest measurable quantum amount of time, right? Imagine each one of these Planck ticks as a block of time, but the smallest measurable. And each one of these contains all of the information of the universe in each one. Past, future, present, doesn't matter. All of it in one. What happens is every time you are collapsing time by just doing whatever you're doing every day, just everyday living, the thing that you choose to do in that very moment collapses onto the next one, collapses onto the next one, collapses onto the next one. So it just makes like this huge accordion looking piece of time, right? And each frame is locked in with whatever you did. So all possibilities and probabilities exist. Possibilities and probabilities exist in each one. But as you choose it and as you walk the path, you collapse that time. All right? Now, it's kind of like if you're going to the door, there's infinity different ways to get to the door, to answer the door, to get to the door now. Well, as you're walking to it, you're collapsing timelines and different possibilities and probabilities as you're walking to it, and it's making your history, right? It's creating it as it goes. And that's why it feels like time's going forward. But it all comes down to probabilities and possibilities of things happening. So just imagine a table with an egg, and say the egg falls off, hits the floor, and splats, right? Well, you wouldn't expect that egg to just jump back on the table, right? Like it's going to reverse. But in all actuality, every possibility and probability exists in the next frame and in the next moment. So the problem with that, though, is that you could sit there forever, infinity, right? You could sit there, but fundamentally, it's going to take way longer than your life, right? For that probability and that certain possibility comes together, where the egg comes back together and gets back on the table. Like, you're just not going to be around that long. You can't sit down that long. You can't sit there forever and just stare at it. You're going to die before that happens. But also what comes into play is that you may walk to it and clean it up. So then the probability, and as these things are collapsing, the probability and possibility now gets harder because it has to reverse all that to get back on the table, right? So you're creating as you're going and collapsing time and these frames and all the possibilities as you're going. So the point of it is that, yeah, it could happen. It could do that. But the probability and possibility is interrupted because you are already moving on. You're already moving on, collapsing the time. So it feels like it's going forward. But we just don't have enough time to sit around and watch it go in reverse. That's all. So, just something to think about. Appreciate it. Stay feeling thoughtful.